Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at something absolutely critical for anyone in the Boston area handling sensitive information, especially medical firms. Think about all the paperwork that piles up. I mean, patient records, old x-rays, financial reports, legal files. It's just a mountain of sensitive stuff. And trying to keep it all safe, figure out the maze of regulations like HIPAA, and avoid, devastating identity theft or data breaches, that sounds like a massive challenge. We've been digging into some source material that really focuses on professional document shredding services as like a vital tool in tackling this. So our mission today is to really grasp the scale of this challenge, understand the serious risks if things go wrong, and explore a practical solution drawn directly from these sources.
You've really hit the nail on the head there. Medical firms, they deal with an enormous volume and variety of sensitive information. As we saw in the material, it's everything from detailed medical histories and imaging results to financial statements, tax records, even just basic documents with names and addresses. It all adds up. And the legal framework, it's incredibly strict. For medical data, HIPAA compliance is, it's non-negotiable. That's the big federal law protecting patient privacy you always hear about. But here in Massachusetts, we also have our own state privacy law, 201 CMR 17.0. You have to think of that as Massachusetts specific rules for how any business handling personal data must protect it. So both are absolutely essential.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit. It's easy to just say be compliant, right? But putting that into practice while you're actually focused on patient care or, running your business day to day, that sounds tough. The sources we looked at really emphasize that simply having sensitive documents lying around or maybe disposing of them improperly is a major vulnerability. Secure handling isn't just an option, it's like a fundamental requirement.
And here's where it gets really interesting, and frankly a bit alarming. The risks aren't just theoretical possibilities. The material underscores the very real dangers of identity theft and serious data breaches. I mean, think about it. If confidential documents aren't completely destroyed, maybe tossed in a regular dumpster,
right,
they can easily end up in the wrong hands, whether that's criminals actively looking for personal info or even just competitors or others who shouldn't see it.
So what does this all mean in practice? If you fail to securely get rid of old patient files or, say, internal financial records, what happens? The sources point out this critical need to protect everyone, employees, customers, vendors, from identity theft. We could be talking potentially huge HIPAA fines, right?
Huge fines, absolutely. And legal liabilities, definitely. Plus, severe damage to a company's reputation if confidential information gets out there. It's really not just paper. It's significant risk.
Exactly. And this is precisely where professional secure document shredding comes in. It's presented in the sources as a direct way to meet those stringent state and federal requirements. By making sure those documents are rendered completely useless, truly destroyed, beyond any recognition, you're building a critical layer of protection and, importantly, demonstrating compliance.
Okay, that makes sense. But it raises an important question. With so much at stake, how do you actually ensure that secure disposal happens reliably? Based on the material, the suggested solution seems to be hiring a professional shredding service.
Right. And what's fascinating here is what makes a service truly reliable and compliant, according to these sources. First off, they must guarantee compliance with both HIPAA and the Massachusetts privacy law.
Okay, that's baseline. Absolutely. It's not enough to just shred. They have to do it in a way that meets all those legal standards. A really key element mentioned is what's called a strong chain of custody. Think of it like tracking a really important package. Security is maintained and documented every single step of the way.
From the moment it leaves your office.
Exactly. From the moment the documents leave your hands until they are completely, utterly destroyed. No weak links allowed in that chain. Providing a shredding certificate is also highlighted as crucial. That's your official proof.
Your documentation.
Yes, proof of the date and time your sensitive materials were securely destroyed. And this isn't just like a simple receipt. It's a vital record for compliance audits. Gives you peace of mind too. The sources also talk about the importance of security measures by the service provider themselves. This includes having employees who are bonded and vetted.
Bonded and vetted. What does that mean exactly?
Well, bonded generally means they're insured against theft or loss by their employees, which adds a layer of financial protection for you. And vetted involves thorough background checks. The material specifically mentions trained drivers undergoing background and COI checks here in Massachusetts, ensuring that trustworthy individuals are the ones handling your sensitive papers.
That seems really important, especially given the risks we talked about.
Definitely. And another point mentioned is that a good service should commit to 100% recycling of the shredded material. That adds a nice environmental benefit on top of the security. Oh, and of course, convenience and just general reliability were also listed as practical factors to consider. Makes sense, right? You need someone you can count on.
Okay, that paints a pretty clear picture of what a good service should offer. Did the sources happen to give any specific examples? Maybe companies that seem to meet these standards, particularly someone local to the Boston area?
They did, actually. The material prominently features a company called Neighborhood Parcel. It identifies them as Boston's #1 document shredding service, and also Boston's trusted shredding service company powered by Neighborhood Parcel. They're highlighted as a locally owned and operated small business situated just north of Boston.
Okay, a local player.
Yeah, and they note it has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, describes it as being actively involved in the community, and crucially, it explicitly guarantees compliance with both HIPAA and the MA privacy law. They also make some pretty strong claims about offering the lowest shredding rates in the area with honest and fair pricing, no hidden fees. And they mention having that robust chain of custody we talked about. So hitting many of those key points.
Right. Sounds like they position themselves as covering those essential reliability criteria we just went over. How do businesses or, individuals actually use their service? Do they offer different options depending on what you need?
They do. The sources detail several specific ways you can use their service. The one they really highlight as the most popular and economical is the drop-off service.
Drop-offs. You bring it to them.
Exactly. This is where you personally bring your materials, your boxes of documents, whatever, to their location in Tewksbury, Massachusetts. The rate mentioned for this is very competitive. Just 99 cents a pound.
99 cents a pound.
Yeah. And what seems particularly appealing, based on the sources, is that there are NO minimum charges, NO contracts to sign, and NO appointments needed. You just show up.
Sounds really convenient.
It does. They state this option can save users anywhere from 30 to 60% compared to other methods like pickup services. And it provides a secure, low-cost way to get rid of documents without worrying about extra fees piling up. The address provided for that drop-off is 1215 Main St. Tewksbury, MA.
Okay, 1215 Main Street, Tewksbury. Got it.
Ah.
What if you can't drop it off?
Well, for those who need pickup, they offer off-site shredding. In this case, they'll come to your location, securely load the documents into their vehicle, and then transport them back to their secure facility for destruction. And you still get a certificate of destruction for this service, too.
And they come to you.
Yes, they offer this a service 7 days a week, apparently. You just need to arrange it by calling them at 978-636-0301. And as we touched on earlier, their drivers who handle these pickups are trained and undergo those background and cure checks.
Oh, the vetting. Good.
Yeah.
Any other options? Maybe for ongoing needs?
Yeah, one more. For organizations or businesses that have regularly shredding needs, there's scheduled shredding. This service provides secure consoles like locked bins for ongoing collection of sensitive documents right there in your office. Then they come pick it up on a set schedule.
Like weekly or monthly?
Exactly. Weekly, monthly, or quarterly service is available. The sources mention rates for this starting as low as $150 per month.
Okay, so options for different volumes and frequencies. And just circling back quickly to the environmental aspect, the sources also note this specific service, Neighborhood Parcel, guarantees 100% recycling of everything they shred.
That's right. So it's secure disposal and environmentally conscious.
So for someone listening in the Boston area, maybe running a medical practice or any business, thinking, okay, I really need to get serious about this document disposal, what's the direct step they should take based on this information?
Well, the most direct action mentioned in the material is pretty straightforward. Call them at 978-636-0301.
978-636-0301.
Or visit their website. They suggest doing that to inquire further or get a free quote for your specific needs. And, as we just covered in detail, if convenience and really maximizing cost savings are top priorities for you, taking advantage of that drop-off service at their Tewksbury location.
1215 Main Street.
That's the one, 1215 Main St. Tewksbury, MA. It's specifically highlighted for that low 99 parter per pound rate and the fact that you completely eliminate any transportation charges by bringing it in yourself.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to sum things up from this deep dive today, whether you're running a medical practice or really any business handling sensitive information here in the Boston area, secure document shredding isn't just, a good idea.
It seems absolutely essential for protecting against identity theft, preventing potentially disastrous data breaches, and making sure you meet those vital legal requirements like HIPAA and the Massachusetts privacy law.
Absolutely. And maybe a final thought to leave our listeners with, if we connect all this back to the bigger picture, given the, let's face it, ever-increasing risks to personal and corporate data and the way privacy regulations are constantly evolving, how confident are you really that your current methods for getting rid of documents truly offer guaranteed security? Do they provide that absolute peace of mind? What does secure disposal actually mean for your most sensitive information in today's world? And are you genuinely meeting that standard right now? Something to think about.